Now, Black First Land First has defended its president, Andile Mngxitama, saying the only sin he has committed is defending black people. Complaints have been lodged with various organizations after BLF leader Mngxitama said that for every one black life taken, 5 white lives would be taken. The video at a BLF event in Potchefstroom on Saturday went viral. He also said white people should be killed along with their pets and children. Mngxitama says he was reacting to businessman Johan Rupert, saying he had an army in the taxi industry. Well, to discuss, we're joined by the BLF president, Andile Mngxitama, in studio. Thank you for being with us. No matter if you're responding to someone or not, is this sort of language necessary when race relations in South Africa are at a low?
Absolutely. It is important to magnify what Johan Rupert said. In fact, my shock, the first shock, was that black people were in the room, were clapping when Johan Rupert said he has an army of his own in the taxi industry. Do people know what happens in the taxi industry? Black people get killed in the taxi industry. You weren't
saying let's kill Johan Rupert, you were saying for every one black person killed, let's kill 5 white people.
Of course.
Why are those other white people involved?
Because Johan Rupert, as taxi war, is not is for general black people, particularly those who are against him. We have seen this happening in the 80s where white people did black on black violence, and we're not going to repeat it. Johan Rupert, if he sends his paid hitmen to black people, we're simply going to have to defend ourselves and to do the same for white people. This is really a preventative measure. If you don't want to be killed, don't kill us.
Why are you using war talk when nobody's at war here?
Well, if somebody says an army, what is an army for?
So you say Johan Rupert threatened to kill.
But I'm asking you, what is an army for? When I say I've got an army in the taxi industry.
Let's let the viewers decide. We actually have Johan Rupert's clip. Let's just listen to what you were responding to, because you say it should all be put into context. Let's see if we can listen to that clip.
I have a friend, Jabo Mbusa. We go back long ago.
Sure.
From when Jabo was, in private sector. Oh, by the way, Jabo and I have one thing in common. He's chairman of the Taxi Association. And one of the first tenets of business partners was the Taxi Association. So I also have my own army when those red guys come. They've got to go and remember the Taxi Association.
All right, so he was specifically talking about the EFF, saying if they threaten him, he has an army. Does that justify you, the BLF, calling for white people to be killed?
Unfortunately for EFF, because it has been paid by Johan Rupert, is unable to defend itself when he makes such comments. But as Black First Land First, we defend all black people, irrespective of their political affiliation, who come under attack from white people. The thing that terrifies us and angered us is that Johan Rupert sits there with absolute arrogance, claiming that he's got a private militia which he can unleash. We as Black First Land First are one of his biggest opponents.
Did he threaten to kill anyone there?
An army, what does an army do? I don't understand. Maybe we must educate each other about an army. An army kills. And when I say I have a private army in the taxi industry, people get killed. And not just the driver or the owner, innocent people get killed. And we have been through this. BLF doesn't want war. We don't want war. We don't want any killing of anybody. But when you're a white person with so much power, you say you have an army you can unleash upon black people, then we have a big problem.
In this country, we have laws. If anyone kills a black person, they should go to jail.
That's right.
As a leader, why don't you encourage people to uphold
you see, that is the question you should have asked Johan Rupert. You see, exactly. I like this. This is the question that Johan Rupert shouldn't be asked.
Johan Rupert's not here.
No, but no, I'm responding to him. Yeah, of course, I'm responding to that. Johan Rupert says, I don't care for the laws. I'm not going to go to the police. I'm going to start my army to kill black people. Now, black people have been killed. I'm talking to people from Katlehong, people who have seen massacres in the past by white people making black on black violence. They claimed under apartheid. This was not the apartheid state.
I have no intention to defend Johan Rupert, but people heard what he said. So you're saying your response to what he said is justified?
Absolutely. We're simply saying Johan Rupert and white people, don't kill us. We have done this before using other black people. We are not going to fight taxi industry people. We have no beef with taxi industry people. We have a beef with Johan Rupert, and white people are going to bring war to us, and therefore we are going to take the war to them. That's all.
There's a complaint with the Independent Electoral Commission. If you're found guilty of inciting inciting violence or hatred, you could lose that registration. Are you not worried about that?
No, we're not worried. That's not going to happen. In fact, we are open to seeing the Independent Electoral Commission. They have no basis. So in fact, just now on the 4th of December, the Appeals Court Division has brought an interesting judgment around hate speech. In fact, this guy, Kosatu, was saying that the Palestinian people must do exactly what the Israelis are doing to them. They must go for them in South Africa, everywhere. And the Appeals Court said that's actually protected speech. So we haven't said anything outside of the South African constitutional protection. And the point is, Johan Rupert must be asked, is the violence in the taxi industry his creation? Does he have any control over that violence? Why is he raising the issue of taxi?
Can I ask you, how many members does the BLF have? Right
Every black person is a member of BLF. Sometimes they just don't know it. Soon they realize that the white system is against them. And in fact, when they do, they become our members. So we're not worried about that.
So this is just anecdotal. I've been covering the news for a long time. You guys used to gather, and it seemed like very small groupings. It does
Did you see this? Did you see this Saturday in Potchefstroom?
Yes, it seems that you are growing in size. My question to you is: are you using this sort of language to appeal to maybe a militant section to grow your support?
But South Africans are very conservative. This language, of course, does not endear you. But we as Black First Land First, we're not politicians. We're telling the truth, and we love black people.
Are you doing it for political reasons?
No, not for political reasons. Black people, when they come under threat, we take a stand. And in fact, I can tell you now, it makes us look bad, the fact that we have used this language. But we're amplifying the violence of Johan Rupert that comes as arrogance of control, which elicits clapping and, joking about violence, that's why we must use the violence that shows what it is.
In South Africa, white on black oppression?
Absolutely. You arrived here in 1652, took our land, all the problems, every problem we have, our exclusion, the townships, the violence, the fact that we're poor, and you have as white people in this country, in this country, white people live the best life as a consequence of oppressing black people, have not accounted for that.
Some people would say that the Gupta family also oppressed black people. What's coming out now is evidence of state capture. Let me finish. You apparently went to the Guptas and asked for money. So are you not willing to work with oppressors?
No, well, that's very interesting. But let's deal with the Guptas. So there was this court case against the Guptas, right? What did the judges say? That was the biggest case, the Steiner case in the Free State.
The judges capture is still going on.
State capture is still going on. We're going to the State Capture Commission ourselves, and we're going to show that, in fact, the biggest state capturers are white monopoly capital and the Oppenheimer's family. Do you know, as we speak now?
Are the Guptas innocent in your mind?
Well, of course. Find them guilty. Bring them evidence. We're going to bring evidence to show that Oppenheimers have an international airport of their own inside an international airport after having gone to the ANC, not government, and both the Oppenheimers, the son and the father, and actually said the ANC must give them an international airport inside an international airport. So what it means, they go to Kimberley, take our diamonds, fly here out, and then sell them to Colombia. What do they bring from Colombia? Me and you don't know. Maybe drugs, maybe guns. What is happening in this country where white people, white family can have an international airport and it's not state capture, it's not corruption? We are going to Zondo to actually say this is what you should deal with, not these claims about emails that says that the Guptas were corrupt. If they are corrupt, we are very happy. Bring the evidence, let them be dealt with.
Are you going to carry on speaking like this? I mean, you said you're not at all scared of any hate speech finding, but already last year, SANEF got an indictment against you for violence against journalists, for threatening journalists. Aren't you worried that this could affect your political prospects in future?
No, we don't care for political prospects. We care for black liberation. We want black people to be respected. We don't want to be killed willy-nilly. We don't want any white person says got an army that can kill us and with no consequences. We have seen that happen in the past. It's not going to happen now. We are here to defend and love black people, and we are not going to basically allow that under the threat that politically it might affect us negatively. We are not politicians.
Twitter
revolutionaries.
has, I think, banned you for a few days, and you're upset.
No, I'm not upset. I expect that any black person who speaks for black people there were consequences for speaking black. So black speech is generally censored. If it's not censored, white people are going to deal with you. We expect this and we expect more, and we are ready. And we are very happy to see that black people increasingly hear what we are saying. We love black people too much to allow them to be basically threatened the way Johan Rupert and others are doing.
All right, thank you very much for your time. That was the president of Black First, Land First, Andile Mngxitama.